friend Barbara. Thank you so much for joining me. It's Tuesday, September 15th. My neighbor's still doing something over there. I don't know if you can hear him, but it is a beautiful day in southeastern Pennsylvania. It's hazy. Apparently it would be crystal clear blue skies, except we're getting haze from the fires on our west coast. I am about as far, not quite, but about as far away from those fires as you can be and still be in the continental United States. I mean, the crafty toads are a couple of 100 miles further, but I'm thousands of miles away from those fires. And I'm having a hazy day. So I can't even imagine what you guys are breathing who are living on the West Coast. I am so sorry. The pictures are just horrible. Well, it's like Australia went through the same thing in January, right? They were going through the same thing, just like horrific fires. And with COVID and everything, and COVID affects people's lungs, so having this horrible air on top of bad lungs, anybody with any kind of lung problems, breathing problems, has got to be in terrible, terrible shape. I was watching Arne and Carlos last night, and Carlos had COVID back in March, and he's now only at 75% capacity on his lungs. He still has effects from the COVID. Apparently Arne tested positive for antibodies, so he had it also. They're speculating that he gave it to Carlos. So anyway, being in that air is going to give people breathing problems, even if they didn't have them to start with. And the fires themselves, of course, are terrifying. So my heart goes out to you guys. Please take good care of yourselves. I don't even know what you do. Wear a mask in the house. Masks that help filter out dust particles or smoke particles. I don't even know. Oh. But other than a slight haze, which is not bothering the air quality, I think it's like in this upper atmosphere. It's coming around in the upper atmosphere, so it's causing a hazy sky, but not affecting our breathing. Otherwise, it's sweater weather. I'm wearing my boxy by Hohi Locatelli that I made out of my Miss Babs yarn, and it's nice and cool, and I'm gonna need it. The high today is 68 or something, so it's sweater weather. Dennis mowed the front yard yesterday, so it looks great. It was a lot of work because it was really high, and it has revealed how tall the grass in my flower beds is. So now I have to see if I can go pull the grass out of the flower beds, because now it's really embarrassing. I mean, it's always been, sort of terrible because I didn't weed anything. I've got a bee. Looks like a honeybee. So maybe I'll try and pull some. There's my Maisie Daisy. The girls were running around earlier, but there's Maisie. Can you see pearls over there too? There's my girls. There's my girls. Yeah. You're not gonna show your face? There's your face. Look at, there you go. There's Maisie. So anyway, I may go out and pull a few weeds. I don't know if Dennis is going to do the backyard today or not. He did the back needed as bad as the front, but the front was more embarrassing because it's the front. But it doesn't look like there's rain in the forecast for the next few days, quite a few days. So if he doesn't do it today, The only thing is that the riding mower is out. But it could be out too nice. It's not going to rain. So it's a beautiful day in southeastern Pennsylvania. Those of you who are having weather, please take good care of yourselves. And Sally's coming through. It's going to brought rain to Tampa, to both the kids, Tampa area, and it's probably going to bring some rain to Mississippi in Christie's area. So Sally's coming through. I don't think she's going to get all the way up here though, but there are like 6 or 8 named storms in various places going on, so pretty crazy. It's pretty crazy. Named storms and wildfires. Went to the physical therapist yesterday. That's like having a personal trainer. I had like a personal trainer for an hour. Of course, she was doing 2 or 3 people at the same time, so it was kind of interesting, you know, which makes sense because what is she going to do? Just stand there and watch me do my 2 reps of 10 this and that or whatever, you know. But so I worked hard for an hour at physical therapy, but it was good. It felt good. My leg kind of hurt last night, but not my knee per se, which is really interesting to me. My knee itself, the kneecap area that is the point of origin of this whole issue, not bother me. But all my legs around it did. So I'm working on muscles that haven't been worked on for quite a while. Well, I've been babying that leg since it started hurting 2 months ago. So it's not a surprise. I did talk to her about, you know, told her I've been walking up the steps. I've been walking up thoughtfully, but I've been walking up normally. And she thought that was good as long as it doesn't hurt. Basically, her premise is, if it doesn't hurt, you can do anything. You know, and if it hurts, stop doing it right away. But, so, yeah. So anyway, I mean, the whole point is working on strengthening the muscles, so that's good. So I'm doing that, and spent an hour with her, and when this is rendering and going up, I will do my exercises for today. I will confess, I did not do my exercises last night. I thought an hour at physical therapy was enough for my second exercise set. Right, puppy? She added one more thing to my repertoire, my daily activity, so I will add that in. And so that was good. That was good. My first real physical therapy session ever in my life, so I wish did make me wish we could go back to the gym. I just don't feel safe going back to the gym yet. I don't know if I ever will. I think we need to cancel our gym membership. Not that we pay so much for it, but and so anyway, so I did that yesterday and that was good. I also started my new sweater. Want to see? I had a revelation while I was sitting up drinking my coffee. This is the neckline. So I started at the top and I'm working down. And I've started making I don't know if you can see the pattern, which is basically make 1, knit 2 together, knit 2, make 1, knit 2 together. So it keeps the same number of stitches, but it makes this pattern. I'll show you the picture again. This is the Silberling. I remembered the name of it. The Silberling. And so I did the first row that was supposed to make those holes, and it did not make any holes. And I thought I did what it said, but I mean, I suppose that could be a little hole It's not going to be any kind of hole that is going to be a noticeable hole. But I thought about it last night, or this morning when I was sitting there, you know, letting my mind wander, which I want to do. I think I'm going to back up and redo that row if it's not too much work. Because it has a make 3. And the definition of make 3 says, pick up the strand between the needles with the left needle tip from the front, knit 1, yarn over, knit 1. So that's a 3-stitch increase. Now what I did, well, and then they have a make 1. Pick up the strand between the needles with the left needle tip from the back and knit it normally, 1-stitch increase. And I haven't been doing that. I haven't been knitting it normally. I have been, well, I guess I'm knitting it normally. I've been doing a make one right. I've been doing a make 1 right, which I guess is kind of knitting it normally. But a make 1 left, which is where you pick up the strand from the front, you don't knit it normally when you're doing a make 1 left, because otherwise you leave a hole. And what I did was I did a make 1 left. And then knit, yarn over and knit into that make 1 left. But that doesn't leave a hole. I don't know if you can see it right there. I mean, the holes on the sweater are big, and that is not a big enough hole. I mean, I can see a tiny little hole there, but that is not going to show up on the sweater. So I think I shouldn't be doing a make 1 left. I think I should be just picking up that stitch and not my typical, which would be I don't want to leave a hole when I'm making one. I just want to make one. And so there you go. I think that's my problem. So I think I'm going to go back up a couple of rows. It's not a huge thing. And redo that make 3 row and try to make some holes and see how I do. I was just, you know, I'm doing this whole thing with mindfulness now. But, I don't know, sometimes letting your mind wander gives you some insights. So I guess I won't unpick this while I'm talking to you, because I think it's going to take a little bit more mental capacity than I have to both talk and pay attention to you and pay attention to it. But anyway, so I started my sweater. My Silberling. Now I need to pay attention to which, there we go. My Silberling. So this is the neck. It's going to be yummy, and I hope I have enough yarn. We shall see. So that's the news there. I also worked on my boxy for Ella because I wanted to knit on something, and this one was feeling like it was like I had to think about it a little bit too much at that point, because I guess I was still mulling. So I just knit on my boxy and watched some podcasts. And that's what I did yesterday. So I didn't finish my book. "10,000 Doors of January, but I have it for another week and a half, so I have plenty of time to do that. And I'm 2/3 of the way through it, so I will be finishing it soon. But I was out and about quite a bit yesterday because my mother-in-law called and said, "Oh, Garland needs a shave and all our razors were crappy, so we threw them away and now we don't have any." And he needs to shave today. I'm like, I'm going to the store. I was going to call you anyway. So I had my physical therapy at 4:30 and got done with it at 5:30. And then I went to the grocery store, which is right next door. I did grocery shopping for us and for them. And then I went to their house and took them their razor and their apple butter. And came home, and I didn't get home till like 6:45, which is very late for me to have my dinner and such. But typically I would eat between 4 and 7. That would be my typical eating window. But it was late yesterday. But that worked out okay. So I was busy late in the afternoon. Dennis mowed all day in the front. Looks good. Probably mow the back tomorrow, I'm thinking, because he has wine things he wants to do. And I'm going to go see how hard it is to pull those grasses out of my flower bed, because it looks terrible now that the rest of the yard isn't quite so tall. Just going to see how much work that is. I hope I can do it without messing up my knee. So that's the plan for today. Work on my new sweater, take that few rows out, and then try my theory, and then maybe finish my book, pull some weeds, do my exercises. That's my plan. Pearl's saying it's time to go. She heard some squeaking. That's something going on in the neighbors. So I guess it's time to go. Please stay safe. Stay safe. I'll talk to you tomorrow. Stay safe and stay sane.